Welcome to BillKeyz Livestream. Come on down the bayou. Let's go. Enjoy the intro while I get everything ready. Thank you.
What's up, BillKeyz here, guys. If you want to come along for an epic journey and do all the things that we do on this channel, check out these other videos. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I thank you.
Alright, everybody, time to pay attention. You know the drill, don't talk, just listen. In case you didn't know your info, alright. So now you hang with BillKeyz. So check yourself, then we gon' start the show. He can't go back once you start the video. He's shutting back his bills, going in, guns blazing. In case you didn't know, he's out there, have amazing.
What is up, everybody? BillKeyz here. How's everybody going? Please give me a mic check in the comments, but I'm pretty sure it is working. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for being awesome. And we are here with Season 2, Episode 1 of The Hot Seat. I really didn't know particularly what we're all going to talk about, but hello, Codfish. You're my biggest fan, by the way. So basically, a little bit of things here. After the show, we're going to be playing some Borderlands. We're going to fire up the stream again. Be aware of that. Just to let y'all know, normally this is on a Thursday. Every Thursday is a podcast. One is the BillKeyz Show. One is the Hot Seat. The Hot Seat is every other topic that's not video game related. And the BillKeyz Show is video game related. If you'd like to get one of your questions answered, you can just fast track it right up the board with, I didn't put I messed up and didn't put any type of comments or anything of that in there. I didn't put you a goal or anything, guys, so I do apologize. I mean, I'm going to kind of do that as we go. I'm just going to say hi. I kind of like to put goals for everybody. If you want to super chat a question, feel free. No big deal. All that little bit of stuff, gift the membership, anything of those help out in the long run. Also, don't forget to check out the merch store and all the wonderful sponsors. I actually don't think I did write them down. Okay, good. I have them right here. I always make sure about halfway through the show I do that. So those 2 Thursdays are podcasts, which mainly means that it's about the voice. So people that are listening to this on YouTube Music, if you want to come back and leave a comment, come back and put a question, any of those things, feel free to do that. So yeah, let's get started. What did I go over? Did I go over a podcast, playing the video games right after this? I appreciate. Thanks to everybody for the week putting up with my crap. Yesterday I ate. I did not eat today. As you see, I'm a little bit more high energy. The only thing I really pause for is to drink coffee on this. So, but hello. So we will get to some of the topics. Be aware that all these topics are my opinion and how I feel about the things. And we'll go for about an hour, and then we'll kind of go through all those wonderful things. I'm gonna get to use some highlighters today, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm gonna actually mention this in the podcast. So, all right, first thing, it is something stupid and simple, but I want to talk about these highlighters right here. You cannot see them, but they are double highlighters. One has a highlighter, and one has a little pin, fine tip pin. I don't like that. I like just highlighters. So I'm not even going to use that today. They're really good highlighters, honestly, but I like one-sided highlighter madness. That is just what I do and how I do, and whoop-de-woo. And that's one of those things that it's crazy. Also, I am getting Battlefield tomorrow, so I will be playing that tomorrow. So I am getting new internet today. My internet connection is dropping. Oh, nice. Awesome. Pretty excited about that. Let me know if there's any free games that you want to play. We're definitely going to hit up some Fortnite and stuff like that. But getting to other topics. Like I said, one thing I want to talk about, segueing into highlighters. I love ink pens. For you on the feed, you cannot see, but there is so many ink pens I have. I have an ink pen caddy. I have an ink pen life. I have an ink pen this. I have an ink pen wife. I just like ink pens. I really do. So I have a P.O. box. If you guys want to mail anything to that P.O. box, feel free. You can mail ink pens. I'd say knives or anything you want to mail to the P.O. box. I love anything that I love. But I have an ink pen. I have more ink pens than I do video games. That's just true. I have so many ink pens. I can just keep pulling ink pens out the side here. Lead pencil, mechanical pens, all that type of stuff. I do truly love. I don't know if I can really get through the passion of how much ink pens I love. Like, I love ink pens. There is no if, ands, or buts about it. Sorry, there is one thing I did forget. Give me 1 second. One thing I always like to have when I'm doing these is, and look, I don't know why people don't do this more often, but you got to keep it lubed up, guys. When you talk a lot, there's nothing wrong with putting that cough drop in your mouth and having that. So for the people that had the dead space, I do apologize, but sometimes I can't remember everything. I am a one-man army. Love ink pens, love highlighters. That is one thing I want to understand. Now, this is a big one. I have a great friend at work. He posted this sign. And this is what the sign says. It's 10 things that require zero talent. And not everything on this sign I can relate to, but there's a majority of these things on this sign. I'm like, wait, hold on. That's my life. Like, I've never been the best I didn't have a lot of talents. I was an athlete. I'm going to say that. My best talent, truthfully, if I had to say I had a talent, would be the fact that I bring the best out of individuals. Like, honestly, I think that might not be a talent, but it is a talent. But this is what it says. Being on time, work ethic, effort, body language, energy, attitude, passion, being coachable, doing extra, being prepared. Now, out of all those things, there's one I'm really bad at, but I'm going to explain it. Being on time. Let's break that down. A lot of times people think I'm not on time because I don't want to be. But the truth is, I don't need to suck up all that. If you get paid overtime, I don't need to suck up all your time in work related. When I'm there, look, sometimes I'm really not late. It just looks like that because I clock out. I forget. I get there and I grab coffee or whatever, and it's what it is. I'm not justifying what I do is right. I'm not saying it's wrong. How I feel is that I don't need to sit there and get an extra 20 minutes a day for 5 days. So you figure that's almost 2 hours of overtime. I'm trying to save this company money. A lot of companies will never see that, but they're the first ones to bitch if you're getting too much overtime. They just look at it as a negative. And I can sit there and tell them this, and I'll be like, look, that's just the way how I feel. That's the way I've been. That's the way I am. And I'm going to look at that in a second, Cod. That's the way I am. That's the way I've always been. And people look at it as a bad thing. Now, what happens with that, and it's the truth, the good suffer for the bad. Just like me taking a nap. I'd much rather take a nap and sit there for another 10 minutes and get mentally prepared to come back to work than me take 45 minutes and I'm not ready to come back to work. Because when I come back, I'm coming back hard. I'm coming back to work. I'm coming back to kick ass. I have a mental list of things I need to get done that day, not counting the regular stuff I do for my job, regardless of what it is. People get really upset that I take naps or really this or whatever. Not upset, but they don't understand it. But guess what? I am like my work ethic. My work ethic is fucking, the rest of these things, you can't top me. That's the truth. I'm not saying I'm the best, but you can't beat me. Just like when I played sports. I wasn't talented. I played with one of the best kids in my age group. Straight up. There were nobody better than him. But he knew. I came to play. I'm trying to highlight things while I'm not a big fan of that. I might as well choose the one I like. When I got on the field or I played sports or whatever, my work ethic was outstanding. Now I was still young. I was young, but like at work, I'm ready to put in fucking slinging stuff, doing things. Let's go. What we got to do? 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 I'd rather do it now than not do it later. Now, effort. Same thing with that. You ain't beating me in effort. Like at my job, I walk around. I'm usually not far, to be perfectly honest. I'm usually in service. I'm usually in that area. You literally can go, Billy, yep, boop. I shut up my conversation. I move forward. I do. Effort. My effort is on par. Now, sometimes I probably shouldn't be walking around. I'm not going to say I shouldn't, but at the end of the day, I'm never far. If I'm not in, hey, Billy distance, that means I'm usually got something going on. I'll walk to the back. Maybe I have to go pick up something, or I have to pick up this, or I have to be outside sweating my fucking ass off, counting the shelf. I usually tell you if I'm going to be more than 10 minutes, I even tell you I'm going to use the restroom. I'm going to do this. I always try to tell people, you always know where I am. If I am not within that area, that means I'm doing that. Now, body language, I'm probably not the best at that one because my expressions show through my face, through my tone. So I need to work on that in myself. Being on time, I'm never going to work on that. I'm always going to be me in that regard. But my body language, sometimes I need to be a little bit more approachable, I guess the best way to say. I'm bad at that because my face, you can see on my face, I can be like, I give a lot of my stuff with my body language. So that's something I definitely need to work on. Out of this whole thing, we're going to put a little check by that one. I need to work on that. Now, energy? Ha! Ha! What's up? I want to say hi to Hunter and Melatonin Mini Monkey. And I read your internet thing, COD. Xbox is getting rough. Game Pass is rough. My energy, that is by far, no one can match that. I am fucking high strung, happy. The energy and positivity. I don't see positivity on here, but my energy, my attitude, my passion is never ever matched by anyone else, if that makes sense. Do I know this person? Hold on. Seriously, I am ready to go at all times, like pumped up. I get up from my nap, I'm ready to rock and roll. My attitude is usually pretty good. Sometimes people misinterpret my passion as a bad attitude. So just remember, guys, these are things that don't require any type of talent. You can still have a good attitude. You can still be good. You know, your attitude, my passion sometimes, because I'm like, hey, what do we need to get done? I'm not asking this. I want to know this. I want to get this done. Please help me get this done. Being coachable. What that means is sometimes you got to just know when to shut the fuck up. Ipso facto, your boss says, hey, Billy, go. I'm just using me as an example because it's me. Hey, Billy, go over there and sweep the floor. You don't look at the floor and go, what don't need to be swept? It does not matter. That's what being coachable means. You know, be approachable, be able to listen, be able to, you know, give your opinion, but also receive opinions. Things like that is very important. Your way is not always the best way. I am very hard-headed. I am very, very hard-headed. But sometimes people need to listen to what I'm going to say because my knowledge might be greater than yours, or vice versa. Okay, let me hear your opinion. No, you got to be willing. Sometimes there is no debate there. Hey, I need to get this done. Go get this done. But if we're discussing it out in open floor, I call it, you got to be willing to be okay with that. Doing extra, like sweeping, like cleaning the shelf. Like if I'm going to do something, let's say I'm going to clean this corner. I'm going to move everything out the way. I'm going to vacuum. I'm going to clean. I'm going to take the extra time to do extra stuff to make sure. Like if I'm cleaning the bathroom, I'm not just mopping the damn thing. We're going to clean it to the point where I'm going to clean it to where it's clean and it's done the right way, how I call it. That's just me. And being prepared. That is a very, just like here on the stream. I tried my best beforehand to make sure I should have a multiple checklist of things to go boom, 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 boom. This is the things I need to do. Forgot call drops, but sometimes I just forget. It's just the way it is. And sometimes I'm just not prepared for that, to be honest. So those are the 10 things that requires zero talent. Let me know out of those which ones you do, which ones you don't do. And just remember, if you need a topic or question you would like me to talk about on any of the podcasts, feel free to super chat one. Or, you know, if you're a member or whatever, congratulations to all the members. I wanted to say that. We're doing good on the membership. The merch is actually selling, so whoever's buying the merchandise, thank you very much. So little things like that goes a long way. So I do appreciate that. Next BillKeyz show next Thursday. Even though today's Friday, usually the podcast is on Thursday. All that stuff's good to go. So far, so good. Oh, so here's kind of weird. This is one of those things, being positive at work. So I know I've kind of touched on that, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth because I have it here. It is okay with being positive at work. Being nice. It doesn't require any extra effort to be nice. I am not. It's weird because what's bad about me is I don't know no other way to be. And I used to be a half empty guy, but now I'm half full. I will share it here in a second. Yes. I'm a half full guy, not a half empty guy. So that's kind of the way things are for me. Nothing against nobody. No big deal. That's just the kind of the way it is, you know. And I mean, it's nothing, not a big deal, you know. I'm doing this on the fly here. So I'm a very positive person. I'm a very person of, that's what I like to do. I like to give a little compliment. I like to be positive, and sometimes I have my moments, but 100% of the time, 99.9% of the time, I'm positive. Let's just say 95. I'll give y'all 5% of negativity, but you know, that's just one of those things. On the same positive note, I want everybody to understand I have Discord. You can join the Discord. You know, it's one of those things that's going to be a Game Pass is going to be a big topic for next Thursday's BillKeyz show, just to let everybody know. So feel free to come back and put BillKeyz topics, something about Game Pass in the comments. That way I have that. But I'm going to try to do as much research as possible for the next for Monday and Tuesday, but then on Wednesday I'll have my finalization of what I think about it. But if you guys ever, that's why I have Discord. If you guys need someone to talk to, you know, like I'm being serious. This is not a joke. I'm trying to be very sincere. You know, I might not be able to talk to you right away, but the best thing about, I know what it's like not to have no one to talk to in your life about any type of topic. You know, now what's bad about dealing with people across the world, sometimes people might bait you or whatever, but I could tell if people are bullshitting me or sincere. I don't mind taking a little bit of time to talk to you. Now, remember, you're on my schedule. I do apologize, but sometimes my family comes first before anyone else, unfortunately, before myself. Many times I don't stream because of them. Many times I don't do this because of them. It's not a bad thing. That is just the way it is for me. But if you need someone to talk to, you know, if you need to get something off your chest, that's what Discord is. Even if you want to type it to me, say, Bill, if you don't mind, I'll give you kind of a time frame. Hey, the next couple of days, give me a little bit, I'm going to call you or whatever. That's important. People, young people, adults, everybody needs a little bit of mental time to talk to someone. Take the time, and that goes for everybody. If you could take the time to listen, that's listening is okay. Now, just remember, I'm a type of person, if you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I have to say. I'm bad at that. I'm not my friends, my closest of friends know that sometimes I'm not the best friend to go to because I will tell you, I don't think that's right. That's pretty stupid. That's how I feel about it. That's where I want to be and stuff like that. But if you ever need someone to talk to, you know, I'm going to mention Codfish right here. Codfish has always listened to me. We talk of stuff on Fortnite. He might never believe this, but he is my Australian brother. He's a great friend. I'm glad that we met in our life, and it's true. The other day he told me about he was not going to be there for a while. I'm glad he told me because I would have been worried about him. Hey, where's Codfish? You know, Taco's back on the grind here, guys. He deleted all his gaming stuff, so I'm not here to talk about that, but I don't know what's going on. He really didn't talk, but hey, he's going to do him. I'm going to do me, but I want to thank Codfish for being such a good friend, honestly. And sometimes he types stuff and I think he's mad at me. But at the end of the day, I hopefully feel that Codfish would always say, hey, Bill, let's get on Discord and talk about something if I have something to talk about. Let's get on Discord and talk. Hopefully I can message him and say, hey, can I talk to you for a little bit? Like typing something sometimes does not always necessarily get across what you're trying to say. And he knows that. Hopefully he always knows that. And that goes for anyone. You could probably take all my words and twist them around, and I'm generally just a good person. I'm a very opinionated individual, but let's say, I'm going to use Codfish as an example because he's in the chat. He says, ugly sticks are the best fishing rods on the planet. And I say, no, big booty Judy sticks are the best fishing sticks on the planet. We can agree to disagree, but if I like a certain thing or a certain individual or a certain this, and you're not going to talk to me or think I'm a terrible person all of a sudden because I like a certain viewpoint, you know, I might say, hey, Codfish, I like kangaroos. Codfish might say, I don't like kangaroos. You're stupid. You got to be willing to give and take. You know, we have great times where we play stuff. We play Fortnite. We have a good time. I'm sure, and sometimes he'll say something like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know if he's mad at me. Like, sometimes I don't know. But I think overall we have a great friendship, and we could talk about whatever we need to talk about without offending anybody. You know what I mean? So, what is those things? There's dingoes, right? What are those things that you have a bunch of, Codfish? It's like dingoes or something like that. To segue into talking, guys, there's one thing in my life there's one thing on my life so there's one thing in my life that I never take for granted. Straight up. Let me tell you something. I apologize to my son today because the other day, you know how I told y'all, hey, I couldn't do the podcast? Well, when I went through the football with him, I was a shitty dad in that regards that I was like, So I told him, I said, that's why I'll never eat again. If I know I got to do that, throw the football with Bradley, do a pie and can, I didn't eat today when I got home because I'd have ate, I'd have been like this, whatever. So, but being a dad to my son and my daughter is amazing. A lot of times you don't see her, but she's always here somewhere. Now here in this view, you see her a lot because she'll come in from that door behind me right here. But on the other view, you don't really see her. She kind of sneaks in. And a lot of times she's just in her little, like she has a shirt or underwear on. So I don't really try to film her because that's kind of, it's what it is, Baby got my dingo. It's dingoes, right? Is that what they're called, Cod? Just say yes or I don't remember. They're not kangaroos. They're something else. So I think they're dingoes or there's some kind of wallabies or something. I don't remember what we talked about. It's one of those fucking creatures. You need to put a picture of one of those motherfuckers on Discord if I could have a picture of it, really, seriously. But being a dad is the only thing in my life that I strive to, I always, that is my top priority. My mindset is if you have kids, you got to be the best dad you could be. The best parent, the best father. That's the way it was for me. Seriously, even when I was younger, I always knew, So I take pride in every day. Like this YouTube stuff, this whole gaming, to my son, it's like being a celebrity in some ways. This is normal every day for him. He rather play sports. He rather do that. He don't want to do this. And some kids geek out over this. They realize, there's a green screen over there. There's merchandise everywhere. There's all kind of crazy stuff that, but I want to tell both my kids that I love them. We are BJKs and I love them more than anything in the world. That Bradley and Bella, our initials are BJK, but all three of us, except my wife. So we're 3 BJKs and 1 pack. You know what I'm saying? Love them so much. I talk about them. I've always been very transparent. As of today, from the bottom of my heart, I want it to be noted that I love you guys. And if I go tomorrow, know that you come back and listen to this and say, man, my dad was a crazy motherfucker. Because I am. But we're trying to die. So, now, in this part of the show, let's thank some of the sponsors. Big shout out to everyone who buys some of the merch. Feel free to check it out. It's you got to take your time. You got to kind of look at the logos. The best thing to do, give you guys a little bit of hint, go to the stickers, and then you can kind of look at what logos they have and put them on a shirt, put them on a bag. Those support the channel directly. You get a little piece of BillKeyz. I get a little bit of cut, and it helps me out tremendously. So thank you very much. I'd like to thank Dubby, which if you use promo code BillKeyz, you get 10% off. Singe Gaming, which is a controller company. They do a little bit of other stuff. Downx is a chair. I will be buying a new chair from them soon. The merch store we already talked about. Amazon Wishlist. That's kind of a cool thing. Just to let anybody know, anything I get from Amazon Wishlist or the P.O. Box, I will save all that stuff in my bin and we will open it up for Christmas. When I get something, I will save up everything and put it there. Now, some of the stuff I got from Don, so I'll probably, I got this little handheld. I won't show that off because I already, but anything I get, I will open it all on that time and show you guys that. Well, big shout out to Golden Motors for Prices Priority. That's a Golden Motors first down. And I do appreciate everybody for stopping and sponsoring the show. That means a lot to me. Don't forget to check out, we have a coffee place too. It's Warehouse Coffee. If you guys want to pick up some coffee in anywhere, use promo code and you get a percentage off. It is 1 promo code per email, so I appreciate that. I'm almost close to getting paid out, so if anybody does want to pick up some coffee, you're in the area, want to get that, it's linked as in the description of the video. Come back to the page, check that out, and yeah. So one thing I want to talk about here is streaming on YouTube, posting on YouTube. Look, this does relate to Taco, and I want to talk about this just in general because this has happened multiple times to different people throughout my lifetime in the YouTube career. Truthfully, if you're going to reinvent yourself, I wish Taco was here because I'd like to talk to him. And I'm going to mention him because it is something correlate to that in regards of that. So he took, I could be wrong, but he took all his streams and stuff down. So in that, I will always, I don't think he should have did that. So that's how I feel about that. I don't know why he did it, and I will never do that. My videos have been up forever. I don't take nothing down. I don't care. That is a history of my channel. Getting back to being a great dad is that they can go back and see who I was. I could go back and see who I was. I've been on YouTube for almost 15 years. Before I've even had kids. That's right, because my son's, literally, 15 plus years I've been on YouTube. I've been doing this. And I like to see, it's so cool. I was on YouTube before 1080p recording was a big deal. You know, and that's one of those things that's crazy. It's crazy to even think about. It's crazy to think about that I'm live with a speaker that's this, and it's talking about all those things. You know, but I don't ever want to have, those are memories it's literally a log of my life, where I was in my life, how I was, what I looked like, everything. Now look, everybody looks at it a little differently. That's just how I looked at it. I would love to get his thoughts on here. I'd love to have him as a guest and we'll talk about it. I really would like to understand what that is. I'm giving my answer. I would never take my stuff down. I love to see all the games I used to play. Holy crap, that I play a lot of video games. You know what I mean? That is one of those things that I do. I play a lot of videos, but I enjoy doing this. Who knew podcasting would be the big thing? Honestly, who knew? I got my hand on the thing. Who knew? And I enjoy doing this more than I love playing video games. I enjoy talking. That is all the things that I enjoy doing. Truthfully, it's one of those things. I need to see if I can put those transparent, by the way. I need to figure that out. So who knew? You know, that would be something I could come on here and talk like a radio host. Who knew? Now, I didn't build my audience that way. Call of Duty, playing games, Call of Duty was one of those things that was what I only play. I had to learn, and I wish I'd have known this a little bit more. I always just posted the game that I love to play. Whatever it was. If you go back and look, I always post a game. Now look, I placed a lot of Call of Duty because at the time I was playing Call of Duty. So, but I love to see that evolve. Guys, there's literally, I could post a video of 10 years ago. Like when I made my knife video, I used to love getting in front of the camera with my headset and talking. That was one of my things. They didn't have all this, you know. Now there is some getting to new features. There's going to be some new features mobile where I'm going to be able to react to trailers while we're live. So I can't wait to see how they're going to turn all that stuff out. We just got the email the other day. So I cannot wait to see what that's going to be like. Just remember, guys, if you guys want to super chat any things you want me to add to the podcast, I determine if it's going to be on there. But you may do that. You could gift a membership. We are having a members giveaway. I'm probably going to talk about that on the stream. We will be doing that starting this week coming up. So, but it's just crazy. I love seeing the timestamp. I love going back and look at the first video I've ever posted and just look at where I was there. And it really, I'm kind of the same person, really. The mic quality is a little different, but it's me talking. I probably, if I go back and listen to my videos, look up. What's going on? So we might have to mute that person right there. Yep. Time them out, God. But hello, Toxic. Time them out. Okay. You got it or no? I got it. There we go. So that's kind of one of those things. It's like a time stamp. Thank you, God. There's a time stamp that it's okay. Just come in here, hitting the like button, share 3 videos with your friends. That's another way to support BillKeyz in a different way. Watch 5 extra videos that have ads on it. There's all kind of free ways to help support me. Share, you know what I mean? Tell 10 of your friends, here, click on this, send them a message and say, watch this. So, but it's a timestamp of my life. It makes me so happy. YouTube's always been like that. I've always knew there was times where I had to stop. I should have never gave up, but I did what I had to do. That's my choice. That's something I got to live with, you know? But I would never take stuff down. Like I said, I'm like an original OG. I don't know, he kept posting the same, like look up or something like that. I did look up, but there was nothing there. So I want everyone to understand that I just wanted to give my opinion about that. Correct, because memories last forever. Now, I have a lot of footage that I keep, but it's a digital record of YouTube. My kids, literally, if I go tomorrow, you guys can remember the good times, you know? You know what I'm saying? I want you, and that's how it is for me. I love doing this. Hopefully that gets across. I do. I always have. And I love going back and look at the memories, you know? You know, we could kind of pinpoint the first time I met Pepper Brooks, the first time I met Codfish, the first time there's some people like Captain Ron is one of my, Captain Ron that comes in here, guys. He's not here right now, but he is really, it's all good, Cod. Thank you, buddy. I just didn't want it to keep going, but you got him. Captain Ron is one of the original OGs that comes to my videos. You see him, you tell him hi because he deserves that, you know? And I wish everybody could be a member of the channel, you know, honestly. You know, being a member, we have like 22 members. We probably have literally about 7 real members. But I give away free memberships. I give away, you know, everybody gives memberships. Now, we will be doing a members only giveaway. So kind of think in your back of your mind how we're going to do that, guys. We'll probably discuss that here in a little bit on the video game stream. I didn't want to tie up all that after, you know, I already went over all the sponsors and things like that. But I don't think you should take things down. I would have put that that would have been the poll. You know what I mean? So, all right, what else we got here? So, one thing about me, speaking of merch store, there it is. People like messing with me because when I get mad, when I get mad, I'm funny because if y'all can know anything about me, I always put my finger. I look like my best friend Sophia when she puts her finger when she's reading when I come in and interrupt her ass. I'm sure she thinks that's fucking hilarious. But I'm doing the same thing as her. I just noticed I do that too. I'm going to tell her that on Monday. I'm probably going to forget. But I am always passionate and honest. And I'm going to be honest. I should never say it like that, but sometimes the truth hurts. And sometimes I'm never going to tell anyone to lie, truthfully. But maybe what? Yeah, yesterday was my birthday. Happy birthday to Pepper Brooks. Everybody else put some celebrations in the chat. Pepper Brooks, look, I made you a new moderator thing. Look. No spam, no spam, no spam, no spam, no spam, no spam, no spam. See, look at that. See that little second one? That's a no spam thing. So people can be like, no. When you put that, that's like your little warning. You go, no spam. So when I'm very passionate in what I talk about. I'm very honest. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. Sometimes honesty is not the best way with people because fuck, they don't like the truth. It's the truth. And I am bad sometimes. The cone of silence. Because with me, I have no secrets. And I understand sometimes why people have to have them, but I suck at them. And the truth is, and listen to me carefully. I'm going to say this one time. Probably going to say it more than once. I never say nothing to belittle someone or hurt their feelings. I joke with people. But I'm not here to, I don't get off on other people's suffering. That is the most stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard of in my goddamn life. Look at that person. They're suffering. That's funny. Ha 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 ha. Fuck that. I know what it's like to be at the bottom. I do. That's why when I was talking about it in the stream earlier, come by and talk. If you got to talk to me, I'll listen. Do a podcast like this. Talk. Say how you feel sometimes. Say how you feel. Being passionate about something is okay, but you got to learn how you get across. Sometimes the way I talk, it seems hateful, but I am not a hateful individual. Happy birthday to Pepper Brooks again. Big shout out to Pepper Brooks. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Pepper Brooks. I mean, I gotta take my shirt off and do a dance. They won't see that on the podcast. We can't do that. It's not. But right now, I'm gonna make the noise like I'm doing it. Boom, 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 boom. That's my take shirt off dance. There we go. But I'm always passionate in what I do. I always give it 110%. And if I cannot, like yesterday, I went live just to chat with you guys, but I couldn't. My stomach was full. It's just what it was. I'd much rather you tell me, Billy, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to talk to you. Then fake it till you bake it. Now, it's different when you're at work. You know what I mean? It's different. Because sometimes you want to be positive. But I'm always hot. People get mad at me because of how positive and how happy I am at work. I'm one of the few people in life, always. There are very few times I never wanted to go to work, even when I had shitty jobs. No, I do not upload this anywhere else. I'm a one-man army, and this is as good as it gets. I don't even record the voiceover or nothing. I'm good. This is where it's at. You can go to YouTube Music, which is free, and listen to it as the podcast feed, which some people do. So, but people think it's funny when I get mad because I take stuff to heart. I'm very passionate. Because what happens with people is, and sometimes I'm not saying I don't do this. Be very important. Not important. Hold on. There's types of people that, me, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I'm not a feel sorry for people. I am a, well, how did that happen kind of person. I don't mean to be, but like, what are you doing to fix it? Now, I only control 2 people other than myself. My kids are part of my responsibility to teach them to grow up. I try to set my kids up to where they don't need me. That's my job as a parent. But like people is like, oh, well, I don't feel sorry for fucking nobody, bitch. I've told the story 1,000 times. Me and my wife to this day do not eat ramen noodles. Ramen noodles, ramen. We used to have to crack them. You know how you get the pack? The American pack of ramen noodles? We cracked that in half, and we each had a half. And that was our supper, because that's all we could afford. It's what it is. It's no big deal. So don't give me your sorry Sam Street. We deal with things with our kids. It's what it is. Now, look, that doesn't mean you can't talk if you're friends. But like, what I don't like is when people talk about that and they don't do anything to better themselves. Oh, I don't have no money. But you buy cigarettes. Oh, I don't have no money. I don't have no money to put gas in my car. Yeah, but you blow it on fucking Red Bulls. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel sorry for you. Listen to me, young people. I am never going to tell you that you have to save every penny of your life. But you need to learn how to look and save. It's not about how much money you make. What's up, Johnny Knight? How you doing, buddy? I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. It's very, very, very chatty today. I'm sorry. Normally in podcasts, I don't get to read the chat too much. I try to say hi to everybody. Please, if I missed you, I'm sorry, but I do love everyone. I try to read Pepper Brooks. So see if there's a question in there, and I'll try to answer those questions. But I love ramen noodles, by the way, just to let everybody know. But I don't feel sorry for people. You know, I don't know where I even was in thought. But the point is, you know, youth, listen to me. Just save a little bit. Look, you take about, even if you start small, $1, it does not fucking matter what it is. I cannot read. I cannot spell very good, but I always knew I had to save. Even back then. And you treat that money like it don't exist. Even when I had this ramen noodle situation, I took that money and put it away. Unless I was going to die, or not die, but I didn't have a place over my head, I would use that money. I'm not going to sit here and say I wouldn't. But it's okay to save that money. It's okay to, you pretend like you don't have it. I've been wearing the same fucking Walmart pants forever. That don't mean I can't afford fucking $400 pants. I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to discuss that. But the point is, I worked hard my whole life. I give my wife that also. That motherfucker's a hard worker. That another level of work. Always worked. Fucking destroy work. It's one thing we both have. Period. We've always been workers. It don't matter what we do. It's what goes in money-wise and what comes out. Never live above your means. I joke about that all the time. Like, I drive a Trailblazer. I'm good. I don't need it doesn't mean I can't afford a Suburban, but why the fuck go buy one of those when I could? It's 4 houses worth. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not paying that. So fuck that. So, but my main thing of that is I don't feel sorry for people. That's why I think sometimes, well, that's a good topic. Some people have that type of income. And look, it's hard to grasp that comment. It's hard to grasp that notion. You have to spend money when you have when you're on certain levels of income. I'm being honest. Because guess what? The money is going to get taken from you regardless. Like if I tripled my income, I would spend more money on things. It doesn't have to be $400 pants. Trust me, you have to spend it. That's like buying a car every couple of years. I'm just going to tell y'all, every 5 years or so, I'm buying a new car. I should lease them, but my wife doesn't want to lease. Whatever. But I buy a new car. You need to, this money has to be spent. If you see it rolling in, it has to be spent. I'm just letting everybody know that. You have to understand how that works. Because somebody's going to get it. I'm not going to talk much about who, but somebody's going to get the money. I understand those levels of, for example, if I made 6 figures on YouTube, I would be writing off a lot of ink pens and using cameras. I would always, every year I'd buy a new camera. Every year I'd buy a new computer because I can show that that's narrowing my money down. A lot of times, I've always known that. So, but sometimes it's hard to grasp that. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but trust me, it's what you need to do. What are we at here? This is a video game related thing, and I do apologize. But no, you know what? Yeah, I guess we'll talk about it. So something simple. If you are playing the game on the stream, because I'm going to talk about video games, but like, why look at the leaderboard every time you die? Why? Shit. Marvel Rivals people do it. Call of Duty people do it. Everybody does it. Who cares? Nobody wants to see that shit. They want to see you. Like, ooh, bring up the score. Die. Bring up the score. Bring up the score. I feel bad when I got to go through my inventory when I'm playing Borderlands. That's all I got to say about that. I'm not going to talk more about it because I could fucking ramble on all day about that. All right, everybody. It's a big one. Big shout out to everybody if they love this. Who loves Walmart rollback? Who goes to Walmart? Seriously. Who goes to Walmart and goes to the rollback aisle every time you're there? I do. Now, they moved some stuff in our Walmart, so you got to find the new rollback stuff. Don't forget to add me on Discord if you have it. There you go. Thank you very much. I go find the rollback aisle. Now. This is the best. This is the best. If you do it, trust me. We're not a very busy area, but we got a lot of people So this is what you need to do. When you go down the rollback aisle, right? You're going down it. Pay attention. Pay attention to the other people that go down the rollback aisle too. So let's say I'm at one end of the aisle and you're at the other end, right? And we lock eyes. And there's only one G.I. Joe that's on sale on the shelf, right? And we're like, uh-oh. And we're not running, but we're slowly going. You better grab what you want. So that's a trick to rollback aisle, people. You grab it. Oh, I want that. Put it in your buggy. Even if you're not going to buy it, get it in your buggy because somebody else might get it because it's on sale. Don't even look at the price. Don't even look at the price. Grab it, put it in your buggy because somebody else might grab it. Especially if there's only one left on the aisle. I do that shit all the time. Like, honestly. I'm a rollback guy. Love a sale, love a deal. And now Walmart, I think, has you got to learn where all the rollback stuff is. You got to learn where all the stuff's on sale is. So I try to, they just rearranged our Walmart. So it's been a while. I don't go to Walmart often, to be honest. Not like I used to. But that's one of those things coming on Saturday. What the hell does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I write shit down all the time. I don't even know what it means. But that's when I go down the aisle. I look at the stuff. I figure out where it's at. I kind of go, all right. So that's kind of where I'm a rollback guy. I would make rollback videos. Honestly. One day there'll be a time where I'll do YouTube full time because I'm going to be retired, and you're going to be loving the rollback. That's what we're going to do. And so rollback's where it's at. All right, guys. We're not done, but we're at the portion of the video. We're at the portion of the video where what we need to do, if you guys have any questions or comments you would like for me to talk about, I'll kind of ramble on a little bit here and there. Please put a question mark like this and then type out what you want me to say. And I will go ahead and try my best to answer what we have here. Oh, no, that's way too much. I'm going to leave it right there. No, we're good. So, Mr. Brooks and my son. So I'm going to come back to some of that stuff. For everyone who is in the podcast area, thank you guys for stopping by. We're going to continue on for a little bit. So if you do want to listen in, feel free to listen in. But if I have dead space, that's where it's at. Because I have a lot of movements where I got to read what people are saying. So Mr. Pepper and my son need new chairs. They have worn them out. A lot of ass juice on there, I bet, huh? So, at BillKeyz, what are your thoughts? I think that's more of a video game question, Pepper. Am I correct on that? I hate to say that, but I might save that for the video game topic if you're okay with that. Let me make sure I'm pasting it in now.
At BillKeyz Gene Robert, hey BillKeyz, what are your thoughts on the Wolverine game?
Yeah, so if you don't mind, actually, I'm going to try my best to put that in this situation. Excuse me. Where's my last BillKeyz show? We're going to put it here. Go down to the comments, copy and paste. There we go. All right, cool. Boop. Yeah, I think that's more of a, okay, he got off gaming. Feeling like a new dude. He just popped into the chat and asked. Who asked that? Wait, what's going on? Oh, there he is there. Oh, I see him. Thank you. Well, Mr. Robert, I will save that for, we don't really talk about video games in the hot seat. I only mentioned the leaderboard thing because that was something that got on my nerves. But I will have that question next Thursday. I will make sure that is one of the questions that I answered. I just linked it in the BillKeyz podcast for the last one. So I will. I just saw it. Thank you for reminding me. There is a lot of chat there. What's bad is, guys, I'm blind. Like, I'm used to my big fucking TV over here. I'm trying to go through everything. So, but yeah, guys, I catch myself doing this all the time. So this is what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about, we can't talk about the members only giveaway. I'm going to try. Let me get my notebook out. So, since Pepper Brooks is here, Codfish is here, other people are here, I think Toxic's here. It's not that far. I need to track down a couple of pop dolls. The Call of Duty dog. I need swim and do. Let me see what. I do have Pepper Brooks's thing also for next week, which is the why do women look so interesting in gaming or whatever in the games. So I do have that. Also, if you're on Discord, you can go to, so where it says the BillKeyz show on the Discord, you could put anything on there.
I'm serious. I need to track down a couple of pop dolls. I need the Call of Duty dog. I need Simon and the dude with the blonde hair.
Oh, that's right. You're a big pop guy. I keep forgetting about that, Cod. Actually, Johnny Knight that was in the chat, he's a pop guy too. Cod's a closet pop person, by the way. Why don't you take some pictures and put them on Discord if I can see these things? So, but let's talk about this. This pin's not going to be the best. Let me get a better pin. Here we go. So, what I was thinking of, I really want to do more of a members only giveaway. I'm not saying subscribers can't win, but it's rough for that. Now, I may do a thing where we do, like, for example, I could split it up a little bit of ways. I could do members only and then give 2 gift cards away for members and maybe do like a $10 for subscribers, if that makes sense. I really just want to do members only. So that's kind of what we're going to do. So should we do 2? I think we should do 2 gift cards. Maybe 2 $25 ones. That sounds fair to everybody? I've been working on an idea for a new podcast. Would you be? What's bad about me, my schedule is sporadic. That's why I'm not on barely any podcast. That's why I don't really have guests. Because, for example, I said I was going to do this at 9 o'clock, but I didn't get on until 9:30. So I'm my schedule is very sporadic. There will be a time in my life when it's probably 6 or 7 years from now, 10 years from now, where I'm going to rotate guests on here as often as I possibly can. Like literally, I'll have some people in the studio with a second mic. I'll have more. I'll probably have to rearrange a lot of stuff. I'll probably take a month off and just rearrange the whole studio and go from there. I'll probably put a door where that window is, honestly, or something like that. So I don't really like a door being right there personally. It'd probably be a hidden door or whatever, but I don't know exactly 100% what I'm going to do. So members only giveaway. we'll probably do 2 gift cards, 2 $25 gift cards. And then what do we think about that? Now, what I was thinking is, of course, every member can come in and do the piggy bank, right? And then for every dollar spent, you could get another entry. If you gift the membership, you get 8 entries. That way it's your $4.99 goes a long way. It's technically 3 extra entries if you just go buy $1. I think that's fair. Pepper Brooks, whenever you get time, I would like your, or if you think of something different, feel free. This hair is intense, huh? That's just something I wanted to discuss while you guys were here. So, and if you have to talk about it right now, if you want to put it on Discord or think about it, write some stuff down. That's kind of my gist of what I wanted to do. Yeah, that's kind of where we are. So I'll leave the floor open for about another 5 to 10 minutes if anybody has any other things they want to add. But I will give my opinions about the Wolverine game. Actually, I don't even know when the Wolverine game comes out, but I did put it in my show, and I will go ahead and take care of that. I will have that as a topic for, what's this commercial here? It's got some, oh, it's Papa. It's Pizza Hut. I love Pizza Hut. I don't care what no one says. So, but yeah, we did pretty good. Hell of a podcast here. I want to figure out how it plays on YouTube Music. I'm going to take care of that on Monday. Members only, enjoy all the videos. I have spammed the shit out of you. Hopefully I did a lot of video uploading today. All those videos are videos you guys can watch before everybody else. Some of them don't come out for another week, but your choice. You know, not all of it's production date, but I think it will be good. The new Avatar movie I do think will be good, but I didn't watch the last one. I'm not a huge Avatar guy, so. But the new one does look intriguing. The movie that looks really good for me, truthfully, is Predator Badlands. Like, I almost want to go to the theater and watch it. Seriously. Like, I was like, dude, Bradley, let's go watch this. This looks really good. I think it's going to be one of those videos that is one of those movies that's going to be better. But the Avatar, I'm not going to the theater to watch it. I probably won't ever watch it. I watched the first one. Look, I don't think they're that good, but it's a spectacle, you know, it's an event, you know. Movies that I'm looking forward to, like I said, Badlands, I would love to go to a movie theater watch. It's not as easy for me to go to the theater. It's not like right up the street right here. It's not in town. It's not, I got to go 45 minutes to an hour just to drive to the theater. So, but if my son wants to see something, we watch it, you know. Billy likes the downtown. Damn, what is that? What is that? Hold on, look. I did update the new things next to your name for 12 months for whatever. So if you will be seeing that, guys. I did update those for the year long and all that stuff. So what is this?
BillKeyz likes the Downtown Abbey movies.
Downtown Abbey, yes. Agreed. No, agreed. No, I don't know what that is, honestly. And I forget sometimes. So I'm a huge movie and TV show guy. I always watch some sort of TV show before I go to bed. Downtown Abbey, yeah. My movie, less half an hour away, but I have subscription services. Yeah, look, nothing wrong with that. If I lived... I don't know. I don't think I would have to drive. If the movie theater was about 20 minutes away or a little bit easier to access. If I lived in Houma, which is our closest big town, if I lived in Houma, I would have AMC, whatever their A-list is or whatever, because I would watch movies all the time. And I would go do outside movie reactions, stuff like that. I would watch movies all the time. Honestly, I would. Movies is a big part of my life. Speaking to that part of my life where like we couldn't afford much, me and my wife had off on Mondays all the time, so we would go watch matinee. We would sneak in food. We wouldn't buy a theater food. We'd go to the dollar store, buy whatever little snacks we want. We might buy a drink and share it. But it was only like, with the drink, it was under $20 to go to the movies on Monday. So that's what we would do. We would do that. And we would watch tons of movies. We were big movie guy, big movies. I always sat in the same place. It was big. It was different back then. You had the first come, first serve. You pay for your ticket. And you know, I love movies. I really do. Movies, TV shows, big part of my life. Video games, like those of all, dude. I still have all my DVDs. They're probably mildewed now because they're in. Oh, maybe they're over there. They're actually over there. So I'm a big movie guy. More video games than anything, but I love that type of entertainment. I didn't read books. I bought a full pizza and my movie theater. Yes, correct. We had in Virginia. We had they're like cineplexes where you can literally order like hamburger, like you sit in a big nice chair. It has like a table, and you literally could buy like a pizza. You could buy a full meal and you watch a movie. Sometimes it was older. Like I missed out. I really wanted to go watch the Ninja Turtles, the 1998 one, the original live action one in the theater. I missed out on that. I wish I would have gone. Look, no, we got to get you guys a cup. So, yeah. But, yeah. All right, guys, we're at that point now where I'm going to cut everything off here. I appreciate everybody coming by. I'm going to go see where everybody is. I need to play some games. So I might not play Borderlands, but I may play something here in a little bit. For a little bit. I don't know. I want to tell you guys wrong. I'm going to pick up Battlefield 6 tomorrow, so we're definitely going to have to play that. So Saturday night, I'm probably going to play some games here in a little bit. I may go live and have no sound, no picture. I'm just going to play games. So I won't do Borderlands like that, but I may do whatever game. I don't know. I haven't decided. I was going to be like, look, if anyone super chats, I'll play games no matter what. So that always makes it better, of course. But I'll talk to you guys later. I do love you guys and enjoy the little bit of outro. If you still have some questions rolling in, I might see them and I'll put them for the show for later. But I love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Peace and chicken grease. And this has been a hot seat. Hot take, hot seat. This is the new hot seat logo. If anybody becomes a member, there it is right there. Where we all them like to thank all the sponsors of the channel. Like to thank everybody for coming by. Like to thank Pepper Brooks for being the best moderator of the planet. And talk to you guys later. Welcome to BillKeyz live stream. Come on down the bayou. Let's go. Enjoy the intro while I get everything ready. Thank you.
What's up, BillKeyz here, guys. If you want to come along for an epic journey and do all the things that we do on this channel, check out these other videos. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I thank you.
Alright, everybody, time to pay attention. You know the drill, don't talk, just listen. In case you didn't know your info, alright. So now you hang with BillKeyz. So strap yourself in, we gon' start the show. He can't go back once you start the video. He's shutting back his bills, going in, guns blazing. In case you didn't know, he's out, man, have amazing.